Hello, in today's video I will explain you how to use while loop. As you can see here, I have already created a game object. I changed the name to tutorial and I attached the tutorial 5 script here. This is the script I just created. So as you can see here, it's empty script, nothing was edited yet. So now let's start learning. First, let's create a variable which we will use for our condition in our while loop. First, as you remember, if we want to declare the variable, let's write public int loops. That will be number of the loops we want to make with our while condition, with our while loop. Okay, so now let's create the function. Let's call it public void. Let's call it test while loop. Okay, and here let's declare value int I equal to 0. And why we do that is that because when we create while loop, as our while loop here, for our while loop to work, we need to place some condition here. So for our while loop, we want to be, for example, our I to be less than our number of loops. Okay, so this condition will be executed until I is equal to loops. Okay, so when I stays less than number of loops. So to show you how it works, I write I++, and then I will write debug log of I. Okay, I will say this, and if we'll go back to Unity, okay, here the script will compile. Just give it a second. Okay, and it compiled. So if we will go to console to show our debug logs, if I will have here 0 and I will press play, nothing will happen because okay, we need to call our anything shouldn't happen, but anyway we need to call our function. Okay, so here when we have loop 0, there will be no debug logs called. Okay, but when I, for example, here put number 1, I want to execute one loop, here should be debug log called, yeah, it's here, the number 1. Okay, so for example, if I would like to execute 5 loops, I will press play, I will have, as you can see here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 loops were executed for our while condition. And if I would, for example, want that to be constant, I could make something like, let's write boolean, bool game over, and let's make it false. So I could make something like that. While this condition is different than game over, that will be executed. So it could be our loop for our game, for some condition to be checked. Okay, but I will not do that way because my game over will not change, and that will crash my Unity. Okay, that's the one. And the other use of while loop, let's write another function, public void test do while loop. It will be, let's copy this condition, and here I will write do. Now let's write something like that, do while, and let's copy this one. So this condition, because okay, what's the difference between those two? As we saw before, when I've put number of loops equal to 0 here, there was no debug logs called. So we can test it again to show you what's the difference between those two while loops. So if I put 0 here and I will press play, no debug clock is called. But the difference between while loop and do while loop is that when I will now call our do while loop inside our start, so this one, and if I will press play, the first one is always executed, as you can see here. So the condition is checked after the loop is executed. But for example, if I would use it 5 times, we'll still get the result of 5 loops executed. So you need to have it in mind, okay? So only 5 were called. Okay. Sorry, this I'm calling two functions here. So I will cancel this one, and again, sorry, yeah. And here again, if I will press play, yeah, okay. So only 5 times is called 5 times, and when it's 0, again, the first loop will be called anyway, even if the condition is not fulfilled. As you can see here, the condition was not fulfilled, but the loop was called. So it's always called once, even if the condition is not fulfilled. Okay, and to compare, let's just put 1 here to see what's happened. We'll put 1. Also, the debug log was called once. Okay, so you can see the difference now. Okay, I hope it was a useful explanation for you. And if you like the video, please put the thumb up and don't forget to subscribe to my channel. If you have any additional question, just put a comment, I will answer. Thank you for watching and have a nice day. Bye.